Miami-Dade small business owner who voted for Trump feels pain and partners ICE detention. Stacey K says you should have listened to the libs. Yeah, listen to the libs who were like, we're going to build the border wall, actually. We're going to be the serious immigration party.
Does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person, and she prayed for you.
A desperate plea to President Trump from a South Florida man fearing his life partner could be deported to Cuba at any moment. He reached out to our Christian De La Rosa to share his story and his remorse.
It's been 8 months. I didn't know a man could cry this much. I did not think that this would happen.
Wayne DeMario has been working overtime at a Southwest Miami-Dade guitar shop, trying to distract himself from his pain and regret.
I hate to see her going through this. She's my best friend.
His life partner.
Guys, stop saying f around and find out. Jesus Christ, man. Like, I know it's like haha funny, but like this is still this is still a migrant who's being ripped away from their family, okay? Please focus on the pain and focus on the wrongdoing and don't lean into like partisan shit slinging for once, please. I know it's great to just be like, f you, but how is this any different than just being like, I mean, there are some people that you can do this for. Like the one guy who literally wrote the ay, por Dios, yo voy a votar por Donald Trump, like the Cuban, the Cuban migrant that's getting deported. Like, at that point, it's like you were begging for it, right? We must not forget that the ultimate wrongdoing here is not to you, a Democratic Party voter who now feels vindicated. The ultimate wrongdoing here is still happening to the migrants that are being ripped apart.
Of nearly 20 years, Yamile Alcantú, originally from Cuba, ICE detained her back in June.
8 months that she's been taken. I call it kidnapped because it basically is.
He says it happened during what they thought was just another immigration check-in.
They grabbed her, put her in shackles and chains.
She'd been checking in annually, as so many do, hoping to fix her status. She lost her legal residency and got a deportation order back in 2008 after a traffic stop.
They go through her purse, and then they dump the purse out, and 3 Xanax pills fall out.
But in those years, he says, they didn't think much of it.
Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Today, DHS has her listed among the worst of the worst, a criminal arrested for dangerous drugs in possession. Wayne feels it's a slap in the face.
I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
It's hard. It's just don't do it. Don't do it. Do not.
Again.
He says both were staunch supporters of President Trump.
When you said I didn't vote for this, what did you think you had voted for?
I really thought this was just going to be something organized, but it's obviously not. They just blanket everybody.
I'm just sneezing. I have a crazy sneeze, dude. It's crazy. I don't know how that happened. I had to clear my throat real quick away from the camera. I'm not laughing. Stop saying I'm stubbing my toe over and over again.
Alcantú calling from her detention facility in Louisiana. She says in her 8 months detained, she has not seen an immigration judge. She stresses she's not a criminal and her biggest fear, being deported, especially to Cuba.
There are going to be people out there who hear your story, hear other stories like this, and say, well, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people.
What do you tell those people?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is about human beings.
Dude, so much of the Republican agenda is like, wait a minute. I didn't think the leopards would eat my face. I'm sorry. I had no idea. What?
It's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong.
Alcantú's record does have other violations on it, misdemeanors like petty theft dating back to the early 2000s. Wayne DeMario says he has spent his entire life savings on legal fees trying to get her back home. His friends have a fundraiser underway if you'd like to get involved. The link is under this story on our website, local10.com. Reporting in Miramar, I'm Christian De La Rosa, Local 10 News.
Heartbreak.
God, it's so hard to be consistent in a moment like this. Yes, the principled approach here is to say, look, you f***ed up and you caused your partner's demise. You advocated for it. You're finding out. You f***ed around. But ultimately, it's still f***ed up to deport someone, especially for petty crimes like this. And hopefully you understand the full scope of the situation now and become an advocate against Donald Trump. And hopefully you can be a community organizer in your neighborhood, probably also full of pro-Trump individuals with migrant friends and family members. And, you'll realize that a more tolerant approach to immigration is the appropriate one. You can be consistent. You have to adapt the New England mentality. We'll help you, but we're going to laugh at your fuck up the whole time. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Obviously, I feel bad for the individuals who are victimized by American fascism, but no, I don't. But I don't think we should be expected to offer sympathy to Nazi sympathizers. I mean, it's just like you should have listened to the libs. Stacey K says, except Kamala Harris's message literally was, we won't deport that guy's wife. Okay, we'll deport everybody else, but probably not that guy's wife. And Trump's message was, we'll deport that guy's wife as well. And that dumbass went with, okay, obviously, if one party is saying we're not going to deport all the criminal migrants and the other guy is saying we're going to deport all the criminal migrants, I'm going with the party that's deporting all criminal migrants. The lesson here should be to take a totally different approach to this issue and to try to lead the conversation rather than run with a defensive posture on this in this conversation. There are accounts like this from late 1930s Germany. No, of course. The reality is accepting how stupid many people are. People are profoundly more stupid than a lot of chatters realize, is why getting a real candidate with a real vision through the primary is so important. I agree. We need to stop validating the dumb opinions of dumb people. This is a huge problem in this country. Yeah, but it is just the case. Just as I tell my passionate Marxist-Leninist, vanguardist, and left-com supporters in here that you have to work with the masses if you want to build a mass movement, and you have to work with what they self-identify as, not as what you expect them to be in a perfect world. The same goes for even the Democratic Party and how they how they run in the elections and how they win in the elections. If the average person is a moron, you just got to bludgeon them in the head with what you're about over and over again. Republicans do that. They do that very effectively. It's also obviously easier to do that when so much of the American vision for what politics is supposed to be, what good governance is supposed to look like, is completely destroyed in the post-Reagan neoliberal shithole that we live in, right? Where starving the beast is still the average Democrat's position as well. It's going to take a lot to build confidence in good governance, but there is an opportunity to do so, and the Democrats are just not even taking it. There is a seismic shift happening in the country right now. If you can't take advantage of this moment by presenting an alternative vision that is both pragmatic, easy to understand, and also revolves around the humanity of these people that are being ripped away from their families, well, you don't deserve to win, I guess. You're just moving us closer and closer to a full-tilt fascist autocracy. No matter how you disagree with someone, empathy for them leads to a better understanding of how you communicate with them. I know, I agree.